Opendoor CEO is very public. We know that. He is out there, he's talking. We just had the most watched earnings call. It's insane. All about that and much more.
Welcome to the game, I'm the wolf of Dubai.
Welcome to a brand new video, and the Opendoor takes a little bit time to go higher, but that's normal, guys, okay? We need to see a little bit more, maybe in like the next earnings call, that we are much more closer to profitability. But who I am to talk about this kind of things? Well, my name is Danny, and if you're watching for the very first time, I'm essentially, quite of an early investor in all the big companies that you know now, okay? I was early into Tesla when it was a $23 company. I was early into Palantir when it was a 20-something company. And every single time it went down minus 50, minus 60, minus 70%. Okay, so I'm quite normal to that. I feel like I always told you, but if you watch my previous videos a couple of months ago about Open, I said, guys, I will be very much buying everything when it goes back to 5. And people say like, no, it's 10 now. It will maybe go to 7 or 8, but never to 5. Well, we saw even 4. Okay, so I know what I'm doing because we have so much years of experience. Now, I want to also emphasize that you should always have like 80% in your long-term portfolio and 20% into short-term portfolio. And my vision was like 4 years ago to say how we can offer day trading profits made by professionals, but all done for you. And this is why we created X10daytrading.com, where we trade for you. It's our software that we develop, AutoPilot, that sends you all the trades in your portfolio. It's copy trading, but all done for you. You don't have to be in front of the computer. You don't have to approve trades. You don't have to look into different kind of situations on the market. We are doing it. We are monitoring with 4 professional day traders the situation and send you the trades, the best trades that we can find into your portfolio. So if this is interesting, before we're raising our joining fee, check out X10daytrading.com, schedule a call with me personally for 15 minutes, and we see if we can help you as well. Now, let's dive into the clip of Cass, where he explains why it's so important to be a public CEO. Now,
it's so interesting you say that, because for this role in particular, in this moment of time, for any public company, being public facing is key to it. And having a presence online, you've had a tremendous presence on X. You're building out a community there. I know you're also doing live streams on Robinhood and throughout various
Our
chapters.
earnings was the most watched earnings in history. The
Really?
national open house we did broke records for how many people watched it.
No.
Yeah, by a lot, but not by a little, by a lot. We should fact check this, but I think at one point we had 55,000 live viewers. What? Not like live viewers of the actual thing, which is like the average earnings call is watched by approximately 3.5 people. Like we had 50, lots of other people watched it. We had 55,000 live viewers at one point.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it's okay. So how do you think about that? So you're very product driven, but this is also very marketing driven and being a public person. So, okay, how much of your role is the marketing part or the product part, or is it both? And how do you do it all?
I think I am lucky that X and other tools allow me to talk directly to people. Like that is like, and long form interviews are a thing today. I'm telling you, like 2 decades ago, I would have been terrible, because like when I can talk directly to people, I can look at someone in the eye, say, hi, I'm Kaz, this is who I am. I think they can see me and see I'm being genuine and honest, and they're like, cool, let me give this person some rope. But when I talk to people through people and short form, like I end up always sounding like an idiot, almost sounding like at least inauthentic. Like you have questions. Apparently I had gotten some sense of like what this was supposed to be. I didn't look at it because like if I had looked at it, I would have sounded fake.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't prep for these conversations. I came from there, sat here, and we're talking. There's no like, we don't have a PR department. Like if you email press@opendoor.com, get an email back saying we don't have a PR department. If you want to talk to someone, DM Kaz on X. And then I usually respond. And I've gotten myself in trouble, I admit, because I respond on X to people who DM me, and sometimes I don't realize they're reporters.
Oh.
And like, that gets coded. And like, so anyway, but yeah, I think like the modern communication methods allow me to be authentic and long form, which is like helpful. It helps a lot. It helps like fit me into this new world, which I wouldn't have had this job 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Just zero chance.
Have you said anything on X you regret?
Oh yeah, lots.
Like what?
Oh no, like lots. Like I've said like so many things I regret. I tell you, there was a thing I said on X years ago that got taken out of context that I regret a little. I read a lot because I'm a nerd and I do. So there's a book called Protestant Work Ethic by Max Weber, which I think is insanely insightful about the modern world. So I quoted it on X years ago, talking about like the importance of Protestant work ethic as a book, not an idea. Like it was a capital P, or like the book is called Protestant Ethic, and like anyway, it doesn't matter. So I quoted this book. I think people thought I was saying that like only Protestants work hard, which I thought was such an unreasonable take on like the post. Like you have to really twist yourself into a knot to believe that. Like I grew up Muslim. I've been to more mosques than the average person. Like, and I thought it was like, so that was like, it was only annoying because I think like my colleagues had to defend me and that felt weird. But no, I don't post things on X because I think there's zero chance of causing trouble. I just don't. Because if I did, I would become like, I don't know, I'd be hiding in that corner crying. That's just not what I do. I don't know if it's the worst word. I don't recommend that people adopt this method of running a company. That's really weird. Like when you work like I do and have the job that I do, it is at times lonely. In fact, it's very frequently lonely. So I don't recommend doing it this way. If you can do it the way that it's traditionally done, I recommend you do it that way. But this is how I can do it.
Why is it lonely?
It's just like, look, it's a hard look. I deeply admire my colleagues. They're just wonderful, just wonderful, wonderful people. But if you talk to like anyone who's a founder type, like you're essentially at perpetual war. And it isn't like, it's not relaxing. But there's a very real thing. Look, it used to be true.
As you have seen, there's a couple of things. So first of all, congratulations to the beautiful earnings call. And I see it with Robinhood as well. I see it with Palantir. They're doing this new kind of earnings calls, which are like beautiful setup. The old earnings calls by these old companies are always like the, old phones or what they use, and you barely understand anything, right? But these are the proof of, new leadership when they go out and they make a beautiful earnings call. Okay, so that's number one. Second, it was the most watched earnings call, I think ever even, right? 55,000 people listened in. And so you can see how big of the cult and the community is very important. So, and the last point is the CEO. A CEO, in my personal opinion, need to be public. If I ask you, do you know who is the CEO of BMW? No, because he is not that public. Do you know who is the CEO of Tesla? Yes, it's Elon Musk. He's very public. He's on Twitter and so on. You know the CEO of Palantir, you know the CEO of Hood. So you can see here, it's like a marketing machine for the stock if the CEO is there. And this is kind of the check boxes that I always have for every investment. Is the CEO public? Do they innovate? Do they innovate even in their very old scenarios where there's just like a normal earnings call? Yes. If there's like yes after yes, I am putting money behind this company because I believe Opendoor will be the biggest turnaround company in this stock market story of 2026. So make sure to check out x10daytrading.com. First link into the description, first link into the comments. And also, I see you tomorrow for a brand new video because the grass is greener always on the other side.